So the man really can't wait for later to get the money. So he turned around, went to his house, got the ruble, went off to the marketplace, found the man, and gave him the loan. So one of the interesting things is the ninth candle. There are 8 candles in the menorah, but there's also a ninth candle, which is used to light the other candles. See, there's a difference between the light of Hanukkah and the lights of Shabbos. The lights of Shabbos are meant to facilitate reading and working and whatever you're allowed to do on Shabbos, but it's meant to be used to light the house, the room, so that you can see what you're doing. The lights of the menorah are not meant to be used. They're not there for utilitarian purposes. You're not allowed to read by the light of the menorah. You're not allowed to sew by the light of the menorah. You're not allowed to benefit from its light in any way at all other than its spiritual inspiration. But it's right there in the house. How do you avoid using its light? So, of course, in the olden days, when that was the only source of light, the solution was light a candle that you are not obligated to light, that is not holy, so that if you do read by near the menorah, you could be reading by the light of that ninth candle, which is permissible. So that's why we need the ninth candle. In the meantime, the ninth candle becomes the one with which you light the others. Oh, for example, if you smoke, you're not allowed to light your cigarette from the light of the menorah. So whatever you need to use the light, you have that ninth candle there that you may. So the ninth candle is like the attendant, like the butler, like the valet. If you need something, you can use the ninth candle. But the 8 candles are holy. Nothing is by coincidence. So the fact that there's a ninth candle and this is the one that helps light the other candles, that becomes part of the inspiration and message of Hanukkah. That in some way the ninth candle deserves more respect and more appreciation than the 8, because those 8 are dependent on the ninth candle with which we light the 8. So being of service, that's the point of the ninth candle. The 8 candles, they are the point, they are the purpose, the goal, to achieve 8 levels of holiness. But how do you do that? You need the ninth candle to actually make it happen. So the ninth candle serves the 8. Doing for someone else, helping someone else, kind of surpasses anything that we can do for ourselves, that we do for ourselves. So, of course, we all need to have 8 levels of holiness, but the best way to attain it is by helping others with their 8 levels of holiness. So it just brings us back to that very crucial message: better to serve others than to serve self. Better to be needed than to be needy, even in spiritual things. We're supposed to be content with our lot. Contentment is a really important ingredient in life. If we never experience contentment, we're too high strung. There's got to be moments where you just feel content. There are moments where you need to feel gratitude. There are moments where you need to feel humbled. There are moments where you need to feel blessed. So life is very colorful. Has many shades, it has many colors. But to help someone else, that is kind of a universal, one size fits all. Helping someone else. That's one color. And it's always good and it's always applicable. It's always relevant. It's always right. There's never a situation where helping the other is inappropriate. Sometimes we don't know what to do to help the other, and we may help them in ways that they don't really need. But in that circumstance, helping the other is still very relevant and necessary. You're just not doing it right. But there's never a time where it's not right to help. It's always right to help. Equally, under all circumstances, it is equally right and equally important to help another person. Whether you're helping them physically, whether you're helping them spiritually, they're equally valid. There's this mystical story. The Alter Rebbe, the first Chabad Rebbe 200 years ago, had a grandson who he raised because the boy's mother passed away at a young age. So the Alter Rebbe, Shneur Zalman, raised his grandson from childhood, very fond of him. So all their lives, they were very, very close. After the Rebbe passed away, his son became the next Rebbe, and then when he passed away, the grandson became the next Rebbe. Now, the grandson had access to his grandfather even after he passed away. His grandfather would visit him um, from time to time, and they would communicate. But there was a stretch of time where the Rebbe did not appear to his grandson. And the grandson was a little worried about that. Like he no longer merits, he no longer deserves to have his grandfather come visit him. Anyway, one morning he's walking to shul, and someone stops him and says, "I need a loan. Can you loan me a ruble?" And the Tzemach Tzedek, the grandson, said, "Sure, come to my house after the davening and I'll give you." He continued on a little ways, and it occurred to him that the market opens very early. And if you can buy early, you get a better deal, get better merchandise. So the man really can't wait for later to get the money. So he turned around, went to his house, got the ruble, went off to the marketplace, found the man, and gave him the loan. Then he continued on to shul, and on his way to shul, the Rebbe appeared to him. So the grandson concluded that through tzedakah, you get to see. There's a verse in the Tehillim where King David says, with righteousness I get to see your face. In other words, I get to see godliness through righteousness. So Tzemach Tzedek, the grandson, said, righteousness is the same word as tzedakah, being a tzaddik. Tzaddik, tzedakah, same word. So through tzedakah, I get to see your face. He applied it to his grandfather. It's a nice mystical story. Tzaddikim speak to each other from heaven after many years, like the Baal Shem Tov spoke to Mashiach in heaven, but then came back and told us about it. So when people say, do you believe that there's a heaven? How do you know? No one was ever there, or no one ever came back to tell us. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Many, many times throughout history. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there's a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it. These ideas, these messages, this approach to life, this approach to Torah, to meaning, and to morals is vital for the world today. And we need to get this message out to the entire world. It is universal, it's essential, it's indispensable. To support this effort, if you want to be a partner in this crime, check out the link and make a donation. It really helps a lot. And thank you in advance.